Day three! Give it up for day three! Woo! Hello, everyone. Welcome to day three of Tales from the Quarantine, Daniel Miles's personal account of the COVID-19 quarantine. Yes, we here are at day three, still chugging along somehow. Although now I've got a slightly different situation. If you haven't noticed, my background is different. Pretty soon, I'm going to start teaching online to Chinese kids. And in order to do that, I need a plain white background or one with the company's logo. So I've got it flattening out under my rug right now. I've got a big old canvas thing that's going to go behind me. But yeah, I have relocated since now I'm doing my regular classes online as well. I figured a little bit more of an exciting background would be kind of called for. So, like a basic bitch, I've got a map of the world, and because I am a proud American, I also have a map of the US up there. Some pictures that have been with me since college. One, it's kind of dark over there. One picture or one painting that I bought here at a market in Mexico, and then a bunch of postcards from my travels, from Havana to New York City and all over the place. So this is my new background. This is kind of my new situation. So welcome to a new, previously undisclosed part of Daniel Miles' apartment. Anyway, so just to give kind of an update on what's going on today, things are a little bit different now. Whereas before, when I started, I wasn't teaching my regular school classes, but now I am. So I've got a bit of a bit of structure, at least some events to look forward to during the day. So I teach my morning class at 7 a.m. From 7 a.m. to 8:30, and then my night class from 7:30 to 9. Yes, it is a terrible schedule. Yes, I have had equally terrible schedules the whole time that I have been working at this place. So, hot tip, don't be a teacher at the Anglo. Anyway, on the other hand, they do give me this nice apartment, so, curves and roundabouts, or whatever the British say. Anyway, yeah, so I've got a bit of structure now, so that's kind of keeping me from going too crazy, gives me some things to plan for, and look forward to during the day. So that's definitely a good thing. Actually, so I feel kind of bad about this, but on the other hand, I don't. So I have been throughout the quarantine. I've been going out for some bike rides. Look, I've got basically two lines of thinking on this. One of them is, look, this is a quarantine. You're supposed to stay in your house. You're supposed to social distance, therefore, stay inside, asshole, essentially. But on the other hand, I mean, when I'm on my bike, that is a healthy distance, as is recommended by the CDC. It's not like I'm, licking every doorknob that I pass when I'm on my bike. It's basically just me and my bike. Unfortunately, in today's case, it was also me, the bike, and the pavement. I actually fell off of my bike for the first time in years. I mean, so I've been hit by and hit plenty of cars in my biking career. What can I say? But today was the first time that I actually fell off of my bike for the first time in a while, and that was weird. I just took a corner. There's a park that I like, and I took a turn a little bit too hard, and just I popped a tire and went over the handlebars. But it wasn't that bad. Just a few scratches here and there. Nothing serious. I'm out 150 pesos for having to get my tube replaced. I mean, that's a couple of bucks. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it wasn't that big of a deal, but kind of a shock. Certainly kind of a shock to my psyche. That hasn't happened in a while. But yeah, so that's what's going on here. I have now a sort of a clearer idea of what I'd like to do in this quarantine. So I think one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a free online course put on by Cambridge about teaching online. Because obviously, me and all of the other teachers at the Anglo and really around the world have suddenly been thrust into the going from the traditional classroom, teacher students board in the background kind of setup to, well, teaching here. This is literally where I teach my classes. And it's obviously a change. There are, it's not as, it can be more difficult to make a sort of communication-based class as you would like to and as sort of is desired in like a digital learning environment. So I definitely like to get better at it, especially because, well, like I said, it's about to start a job that is entirely online teaching, and so I would like to have things mastered, or at least, be a little bit better than I am now by the time that I start that job. But for the most part, I'm still able to stay in contact with friends, even if I'm not playing the game with them, I'm still in Discord chats with friends who play Civ or something along those lines. Just spent about an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes talking to a good friend of mine, and then, about another 30 minutes or so talking to another friend. So, obviously, nothing beats physical contact, but for the most part, I'm feeling okay. I think the lesson that I've learned so far, and I was kind of talking about this yesterday, I think the lesson that I've learned so far is that it's very important to keep your mind on something and to have a goal, have a project, have tasks for you to do. Because, especially in my case, it can be very easy to just sort of give up on my responsibilities and go play BioShock for 3 hours. Already done that twice this quarantine. So, yeah. But I do have to say, on one negative note, so obviously, especially in the U.S., we have been, well, I still keep up with U.S. news, even though I'm not in the U.S. We've all been hearing plenty of stories about people losing their jobs and people on reduced hours and this, that, and the other. But today was actually my first, was the first time that I heard about someone that I directly know losing their job. And so, it's just made me hold everything that I have a little bit tighter and be, just a little bit more grateful for everything that I have. Because, even though I do complain about, this awful schedule that I have, at the end of the day, I've got it better than a lot of people have it. And, I know that I've got some privileges and benefits that a lot of people don't have. So I'm definitely grateful for all of that. And, sort of trying to think of what my responsibilities towards society are at a time like this. As a person of privilege. But yeah, that's sort of my ongoing thinking here. For the most part, everything is kind of chugging along okay. One of these days when she's not sleeping, I'm going to introduce you guys to my cat, because I love my cat. Her name is Mollete. For anyone who doesn't know, a mollete is a very popular Mexican breakfast. It's sort of like if you took a baguette, you sliced the top half of it off. You put refried beans, grated cheese, pico de gallo, and then basically a meat of your choosing. Bake it and then eat it. It's so good. It's so good. I think if you asked most Mexicans what their favorite breakfast is, they would say chilaquiles. But chilaquiles are basically just nachos for breakfast, and that may sound good in the abstract, but I assure you it's not. Anyway, yeah, but one day when she's not sleeping, I'll introduce you to Mollete and maybe her pet koala, Don Koala. But yeah, so that's how we're doing today for day 3 of the quarantine. Hopefully I'll start writing a little bit more for the blog that I've been publishing these on, the Danielist papers. And God knows I've got plenty of opinions and plenty of time, so it seems like I've got all the ingredients that I need except for the motivation. Okay, well, yeah, that's day 3 of Tales from the Quarantine. I will see you guys tomorrow.